Hi everyone, my name is Diana and I am presenting on how to avoid fake news. Let's start off with a definition. Fake news is verifiably false news articles that are posted under the guise of real news, often with the intent to mislead readers and to drive traffic for financial or political gain. Fake news has infiltrated our news feeds over the past year, and many even claim that it had influence over the 2016 presidential election. This idea of fake news is nothing new, though. In the 1890s, there was yellow journalism, which was a style of newspaper reporting that emphasized sensationalism over facts. So major newspaper publishers utilized yellow journalism to attract attention and for profit at the expense of accuracy. There was also the tabloids era during the Depression, which also showed employment of sensationalist headlines that had to deal with celebrity rumors. And tabloids still exist today. You'll find many on newspaper covers in the checkout aisle in the grocery store. But how is our fake news today so different? How can we stay vigilant in protecting ourselves and others from fake news? It's important to note how news is spread today. Technology has given us the ability to communicate with others around the world with just one click, a few seconds, and you can reach out to anybody on the internet. So I think that has to do with how successful fake news has been in circulating around the internet. So during the election, a large amount of fake news websites was traced to adolescents in a small town called Veals, Macedonia. Teenagers from Veals profited from advertisement revenues from Facebook shares by creating fake articles, many with pro-Trump sentiments. One teenager that was interviewed by the BBC stated that teenagers in our city don't care how American votes, which proved that they were only doing this for the money. Closer to home, NPR tracked down the owner of a website called denverguardian.com to a person named Justin Kohler in California. denverguardian.com published one of the most circulated fake news stories during the election. It was called FBI Agent Suspected in Hillary Email Leaks Found Dead in Apparent Murdered Suicide. The article was featured on a website that looked like a legitimate newspaper or local news website. It was shared over 500,000 times on Facebook. The problem was that every little detail of the story was made up. The article included falsified quotes from people that don't even exist in a town that doesn't even exist. And when asked if he made serious money, Kohler replied with, "I think I do pretty well." So it's obvious that most fake news content is created in mind to make money, generated from ad revenues through shares and web page visits. So how do we tackle this problem of fake news as a society? I think readers need to be more proactive in identifying credible articles before pressing that share button. And here are some ways you can self-check and avoid fake news. So check the domain and URL. Fake news websites may use strange website endings or mimic website names of popular news websites out there. For example, abcnews.com.co disguised as abcnews.com. You can read past the headline, and I've been guilty of this. I've been on Facebook and will, in passing, just read headlines and pass on information that may or may not have been credible. Headlines can be incredibly deceiving, and without actually reading the article, you may be contributing to the spread of fake news. So take a closer look at the website layout. Is this the only article that the website is featuring? Does it look like a personal blog? Check out the author of the article. Search for a biography and even Google the name of the author to make sure that he or she is as he or she claims to be. Check to see if the sources mentioned in the article are credible. A quick copy and paste will tell you if the sources are real or if the sources back up any claims made by the articles. Does the headline seem too surreal? Provocative headlines are a cheap lull for readers, but keep in mind that there are websites out there with satirical content. So just check the About Me page of the website to see if they are claiming to be a satire type of website. In that case, you should know. Check the source against other sources. More often than not, if a story is true, many other credible news outlets are reporting on it as well. Just copy and paste the article headline or the summary of the article to cross-check with other sources on the internet. There are also fact-checking websites you can utilize that have already debunked many fake news stories that are circulating out there. And these are www.factcheck.org, www.snopes.com, and www.politifact.com. Pay attention to how well written the article is. Spelling and grammar errors are indicative of a poor editorial process. Be wary of the website's financial funding. Businesses that provide the funding can have an impact on what type of information is posted. For example, tobacco companies have been notorious for funding scientific studies that downplay the harmful effects of smoking and secondhand smoking. Lastly, be aware of your own bias. Confirmation bias affects our tendency to believe in stories that accord with our own beliefs. We may be more inclined to believe certain fake news stories just because the message of the article aligned with our views. And lastly, I wanted to present the essay question I'd like you guys to answer. And that is, how do you think fake news is affecting our society? All right, thank you. You can always email me with any questions. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and have a good spring break.